Hey guys, and a big warm welcome to the Bliss and Thrive podcast. If you have ever been on a weight loss journey and not seen the scales move where you want them to go, we're going to delve into that today. So today is my 5 reasons why you might not be losing weight even though you are dieting and exercising. So if you are new here, a big warm welcome. My name is Karis Anderson. I am your host of the Bliss and Thrive podcast. I am your coach through this journey. And here on the podcast, we talk about health, wellness, fitness, mindset, personal development, and everything around that. And it's just for women, just for you, so you can get the best results possible. Thank you so much for watching today. If you do like this podcast, then make sure you subscribe if you haven't already and click the little like button as well. But let's dive into this because I think that it can be so frustrating for people when they start a weight loss journey and the effort they're putting in does not correlate to the results they're seeing on the scale. And when you don't see the results, it's so easy to become demotivated and to start saying yes to those things that might have got you to that place in the first place, or the things that made you gain weight, and just go back into your old habits and not continue on this amazing path. The longer you stay on your journey and the more consistent and patient you are, the better results you're going to get. We're going to dive in today to why you might not be getting the best results or why you might not be seeing that scale moving, and hopefully we can bust this and get you motivated to continue on your journey. Real quick before you get started, I've actually created a little easy to use checklist for you called Weight Loss in a Week, and it is linked in the description of this video or this podcast, and it's going to help you kickstart your journey and get your weight loss going this week. So make sure you click on that link, download the checklist so you can get your results this week. Enjoy the podcast. So the first one we need to address is, are you actually gaining muscle and still losing fat? So when we talk about weight loss, generally it is fat loss that people are aiming for. And when you step on those bathroom scales, you are not measuring how much muscle and fat and water and everything is on your body. You're literally just measuring the weight of your body at that point. Now, if you have been training for quite a while, you've been doing resistance training, so that could be body weight or with weights. You have been eating a balance of macronutrients and staying in your calories and eating enough calories, then definitely you could have been gaining some muscle. But this doesn't just happen in 1 week. So if you have been training for 1 week and you see the scales go up, it's not likely to be muscle mass. Muscle mass takes a long time to build over time. But the reason it affects the scale is because muscle is more dense than fat. So it takes up a smaller amount of space on the body, but it weighs more than the fat. So when you are seeing the number on the scale go up after a couple of weeks and months of training, then the good thing to do is go and look at your progress pictures, go and look at your measurements, and don't just rely on the scale, because it doesn't provide us the whole picture. And as I said, the muscle is more dense than fat, so you will actually become smaller even though you might be heavier. And that's when we can just kind of chuck the scales out the window, actually, because they just do not matter. It's all about how you look, how you feel, and how you fit in your clothes at that point. That's the first one we need to address. Is it muscle mass that you are gaining? Now, if you've just started training, and as I said, you're not going to be gaining muscle mass straight away. It takes a long time to build up. So if you see yourself gaining weight at the beginning there, it could be inflammation from your training. So your muscles have not been worked like this before, you're doing new moves, they're going to get inflamed, and it's perfectly normal. And that inflammation might see a little spike on the scale, so it could be that as well. Okay, the second point here is that exercise makes you hungry. So we know when we're on a weight loss journey, we need to be in a calorie deficit so that our body starts to use up that stored energy that we have stored in our fat cells, and that was how you reduce your fat content on your body. But when we start exercising, especially if you're doing high intensity interval training, you're maybe running and doing cardio, you're going to get hungry. Exercise makes you so hungry. So it could just be that you are training well and you have got your nutrition on point, but you're overeating because the workouts are making you so hungry. So you want to make sure that the foods you are choosing are less calorie dense foods, so you can get more volume of food and it's going to keep you fuller for longer. So we're not talking processed foods here, we're talking all our whole foods. You're going to be able to put a lot more on your plate when you're eating whole foods rather than processed foods. You also want to make sure that your diet is containing fat and it is containing protein, because it's going to slow down the emptying of the stomach and it's going to keep you fuller for longer. Okay, the next reason you might not be seeing that weight loss on the scale is that you are accidentally overeating in your calories. So, as I said earlier, calories are king when it comes to weight loss, really. And whether you're logging or not, you might be eating more than you realize. So these little moments where you like walk past the biscuits that are out on the counter and you grab a biscuit, finish up your toddler's food, maybe at work they're handing around sweets and you grab a couple of sweets, and then accidentally someone puts an extra sugar in your coffee and gives you full fat milk instead of skim milk, and then you have your dinner but you have a big side of coleslaw and then you haven't logged it. See, all of these things add up. Lots of oil on your salad, loads of things like that can add up throughout the day to put you over a couple of 100 calories each day quite easily. Or it might just be that you've gone to Pret because Pret feels like a healthy place to go for lunch, but actually the lunch that you've picked, which seems healthy, maybe it's a salad or a sandwich, it's actually like 700 calories and you didn't realize. So quite often that is the culprit when we're not losing weight. We think we are, but we've forgotten we're having a can of Coke a day, a glass of wine a day, and it's just bumping us over into our calories, either into maintenance, where you're not losing any weight at all, or actually bumping you over into a surplus where you start gaining weight. So what I can say for that is to start logging your food and be diligent on logging. Now, the idea behind logging is not to become obsessive about it, but it's just to learn and to get the bigger picture. So get an app like MyFitnessPal. I'll pop the link here to MyFitnessPal tutorial at the top, and it'll be in the description as well. Get an app like MyFitnessPal and start to log your food and log everything and see which foods are possibly bumping you up and bumping you over. Become a little detective, find it out. Once you've learned that, you'll know that knowledge for the rest of your life, and you won't get so frustrated anymore with, oh God, why am I not losing weight? Because you'll be in the correct calorie balance, and you'll find it easy to adjust your food to fit in that calorie balance and lose the weight that you want to lose. So this next one is an absolute classic. You have been a little nutrition goddess, angel, from Monday to Friday. You have taken your prepped, packed lunch to work. You've come home and you've had your steamed veg and fish for dinner. You've done everything so perfectly. So Friday night comes and you're going out with the girls. Then on Saturday you're a bit hungover, so you have a big old fry-up breakfast, and then you go out for lunch with your partner, take out for dinner. Sunday, maybe you do have a good breakfast, but you go get lunch again, have a couple of drinks in a beer garden, get some candy to watch some movies in the evening. So everything you did Monday to Friday has been cancelled out, because half of Friday and all the way through Sunday has put you over in your calories. So if you think of your calories on a weekly basis, so say that your calories are 1,500 per day. If you're hitting 1,500 Monday to Thursday, say, and then Friday to Sunday, you're going over 2,000, then you are going to either be in maintenance mode and most likely be in a surplus again. So you're pushing yourself up on a weekly basis and you will be gaining weight week after week after week. So how do we get around this? Because we want to have fun on the weekend, right? I actually have two ways you can do this. Either to bring your calories down more during the week, as long as they're not too low, because when they're too low, you can't concentrate at work, etc., etc. Bring them down a little bit in the week so that we balance it out a bit more. Or start to be balanced Monday to Friday. So you don't get to the weekend and think, oh, just craving this, that, and the other, because you've been able to have it on a Wednesday. And it doesn't lead to that huge blowout. If I say to you now, like, don't think about a pink elephant, you are thinking of a pink elephant right now. So if I say to you, you're not allowed alcohol till the weekend, you're going to be like, oh my God, can't wait to get the weekend, have alcohol, can't wait to get the weekend, have alcohol. And you have so much alcohol on the weekend. Whereas if you're just allowed to have a drink in the week and just loosen things up a bit, you can have a dessert here, you can maybe have a takeout on a Thursday night. And then once again, I would really recommend to log your calories to make sure that then over the course of the week, you are staying within your calories. So that's 2 options there. Bringing your calories down a bit on days where you're not going to go to social events, or maybe in the morning where you're going to have a social event in the afternoon, or in the evening, sorry. And then also making sure that you do add in that little bit of balance throughout your week so you don't get the whole black and white approach. And then on the weekend, just know you can have what you want, but still keep it balanced. So keep the lunch healthy if you're going to get a takeout for dinner. You know, keep the soft drinks down to a minimum if you're going to have a couple of glasses of wine. Try and balance everything out, and know that you have to balance out the whole week if you want to lose weight. You cannot keep starting fresh on a Monday and expect to lose weight. It will be incredibly frustrating for you, I promise. So the final thing I want to say here is consistency and patience trump everything. So there might come a point in your weight loss journey where you're like, oh, I was doing so well, I was losing so much weight, and now I've stalled. You might have even gained a little bit and you're in that plateau. Oh my goodness. It's okay. Just keep being consistent and your body will push through it. Because it could be the fact that it's your time of the month and that's brought your weight up. It could be the fact that you're a little bit stressed at the moment, have a little bit more inflammation, and that's brought your weight up. It could just be the mystery of the human body, and it's just held on to something and then next week it's going to have a drop. So if you don't lose weight one week, don't lose faith. Keep doing what you're doing. If you are exercising and resistance training and you are in a slight gentle calorie deficit and you are moving your body every day and you're fueling it with gorgeous, fabulous whole foods and having a little bit of what you fancy just to keep you going, then you will keep losing weight. So don't give up hope. So people who start a weight loss journey, they do really well and then they give up hope. 4 months down the line, they've gone and gained weight and then they have to come back and start their weight loss journey again. Imagine if they just didn't give up hope during those 4 months and just kept going and kept going and kept going, even though it wouldn't have been perfect. Imagine where you could be in 4 months' time if you just didn't give up. So whenever you feel like just giving up, just think, oh, imagine where I could be in 4 months' time. I don't want you to go through your life just constantly striving to try and lose weight. First of all, either accept where you are, accept your body where it is, and just as long as you're healthy, and as long as you are fueling your body with enough vegetables and fruit, healthy proteins, lean proteins and healthy fats, and your weight is where it is, then that's absolutely fine. But I don't want you to keep yo-yoing your whole life if you want to lose weight and you know you are an unhealthy weight and also eating and living your life in an unhealthy way. I don't want you to keep being there and keep striving to lose weight and failing, keep striving to lose weight and failing. I want you to take little mini steps every day and get to where you want to be eventually. Like, honestly, the patience is the biggest thing. This is not going to happen in a couple of weeks. You will get an initial drop and you will make progress in a couple of weeks, but you're not going to be at your dream life, your dream goal in a couple of weeks. So just know that it's going to take time and work to get there. Be aware that it's going to take time and work to get there, and be patient and it will come, and do your best to enjoy the journey as well. When you're enjoying what you're doing, it makes it so much easier. And just think to yourself, I'm going to give this a good old shot for a year. I'm going to give this a year and then I'm going to reassess. I think often we just don't give ourselves a big enough time frame and we overestimate. This is a good thing. We overestimate what we can do in 1 month and we underestimate what we can do in 1 year. So I'll leave that with you today. Patience is the key. So just to wrap up, we're just going to run through them again quickly. So you may well be gaining muscle if you've been training for a while, and because muscle is more dense than fat, that will reflect on the scale as you either plateauing in your weight or gaining weight. And if you've just started training, it could be inflammation in your muscles. Second one was exercise makes you hungry. So you could be overeating in your calories because you're actually starving after your workout. So make sure that you eat mostly whole foods, add lots of proteins and fats in there to slow down the emptying of the stomach. The third one is you could actually be overeating without realizing, all those little bits here and there, adding condiments, adding oils, etc. And drinking your calories can all add up to putting you in a calorie surplus and making you gain weight or even just maintaining weight. The next one is that you have a big blowout on the weekend and then your weekly calorie balance goes out of the window and you go into a surplus, making you gain weight. And the final one is that gorgeous, sexy word, patience. Perhaps you're not being patient enough. Just stick with it, and I promise you, you will be getting amazing results. So let me know in the comments if this video helped you, and if you recognize yourself in any one of those reasons you might not be losing weight. I answer back to all the comments, so make sure you do. And if you're listening on iTunes right now on the podcast, then make sure that you leave us a review. Just tap the 5 stars if you liked it, and you can write me a little something if you fancy it. But just tap those 5 stars. It really helps out this podcast. Have a blooming wonderful day, guys, and do not forget that you can grab your own weight loss in a week checklist down in the description. It's linked there. It's going to help you kickstart this journey and get that weight loss going this week.